There's a story in there about a man named Lazarus. He and his sisters were friends with Jesus. And Lazarus gets sick while Jesus is away, so some people come up to Jesus and they say, hey, your friend Lazarus is sick. Your friend Lazarus needs some help. Sounds like intercession. Your friend Lazarus is in a situation that none of us can actually do anything about. He needs you. And the narrative says something very interesting about how Jesus responds to the news. It says that Jesus, this is a text, loved Lazarus and his sisters. So when he heard that Lazarus was ill, he stayed 2 days longer in the place where he was. They just went up to Jesus and said, your friend, the one you love, the one you care for, the one you created, the one you made, the one you are dying to say, he's sick. And Jesus says, you know, I love them, so I'm going to stay put. I love them, so I'm not going to move. I love them, so I'm going to stay still. That is confusing, because we assume that if Jesus loves us, he should be urgent. We assume if Jesus loves us, he should be in a hurry to do what we asked of him. But it's because he waits that his friend dies. It's because he waits that the sisters grieve. It's because he waits that the friends suffer. It's because he waits and does not move that every single thing gets worse. Imagine your prayers entering heaven, reaching the throne room of God, and the angels say, hey, God, what do you want us to move? You want us to do something? And he says, no, stay put. Because I'm not going to move when they want me to move, but I will be on time. We forget that time is a creature. Therefore, time is on God's leash. Again, God is not like us. He is not controlled or constrained by time. He exists independent of it. God's relationship to time is not like ours. And because I say that, because how many of us are wrestling and struggling and having difficulty with God just because you don't like his timing. You don't like how he's choosing to use what he made. Time is his. And because it's his, he will use time to serve his own purpose. So when Jesus stayed for 2 whole days, 48 hours, 2 nights and 2 mornings in the place where he was, while Lazarus got sicker and then died, and his sisters grieved, and his body was picked up and placed in a tomb and began to decompose in a cave, while Jesus had to walk from wherever he was all the way to Bethany, all of that took time. But Jesus was not being negligent with the clock. Every minute that they had to wait, God was being intentional. Why? Because some miracles take time. It's for the glory of God. What if God took his time in delivering you from certain seasons because he had glory in mind? What if God took his time so that circumstances got so difficult and so complicated and impossible to fix by natural means, so that when the mountain does move, you know it wasn't you? What if God took his time so that when the miraculous happens, all you can do is give him glory? There are some mountains God won't let you move because God knows that you might need that, but he also knows that you probably need humility so much more. What if God is more committed to your sanctification than he is to your comfort? What if God is taking his time so that you would be more dependent? What if God is taking his time so you knew how to worship? What if God was taking his time so you knew how to petition? What if God was taking his time so you would seek his face more than you seek his hand? What if God knows what he's doing with what he made?